Imagine paying flagship prices for a brand new phone, only to realize it's basically last year's model, dressed up with a few AI tricks. That's the Pixel 10 in a nutshell, a device that feels less like the future of smartphones and more like Google testing how much AI magic will accept instead of meaningful upgrades. And that's where the debate begins. Is Google leading the way with bold AI-first phones, or are they just distracting us from the fact that the basics haven't really improved? Here's why this matters. Smartphones aren't cheap anymore, and when you drop a serious amount of money on one, you expect noticeable progress. Faster performance, better cameras, stronger batteries, the fundamentals that shape how you actually use your phone, day in and day out. But with the Pixel 10, Google seems to have swapped that formula for something else entirely. It's saying, forget raw specs, let AI do the heavy lifting. Now, let's talk specifics. The Pixel 10 lineup comes with Tensor G5, Qi 2 wireless charging, and dust protection on the Pro Fold. It sounds nice, but apart from that, you're basically holding a Pixel 9 in disguise. Yes, the standard Pixel 10 finally gets a telephoto camera, something that not all base flagships offer, but here's the catch. The main camera is actually a downgrade. That's a strange move from a company whose entire reputation was built on computational photography. And then there's the AI. Features like Magic Q that suggest what you should say in conversations, ProRes Zoom that imagines details your camera never actually captured, and voice imitation that interprets conversations across languages. On paper, these sound futuristic. In practice, you'll probably play with them once or twice, then forget they even exist. Because when your phone struggles to keep up with everyday demands, clever party tricks don't make up for it. The deeper issue here is performance and longevity. The Tensor G5 isn't exactly setting new benchmarks. It runs at a steady but unimpressive pace, meaning don't expect buttery smooth performance compared to competitors. Add in Google's battery history, already prone to throttling and future slowdowns, and you have a phone that risks feeling outdated much sooner than its price tag suggests. For anyone paying flagship money, that's hard to swallow. And let's not gloss over the risk factor. The article even hints at worries that Pixel batteries might overheat or worse. In an age where users expect reliability above all, those doubts are enough to make people think twice. Here's the irony. The things that matter most, the processor and the battery, are still the weakest points of the Pixel 10. Cameras might win headlines, but you don't take photos every hour of every day. What you do every day is use your phone, rely on its speed, and depend on it lasting through your schedule without anxiety. And that's exactly where the Pixel 10 doesn't deliver. So why is Google doing this? Some might argue they've lost touch, chasing AI gimmicks at the expense of the basics. Others believe this is part of a bigger strategy, laying the groundwork for a new era where AI defines the phone experience, not hardware specs. But the gamble is risky. Google has taken years to claw its way into relevance in the smartphone space. It still lags behind Apple and Samsung in market share. If it continues to ignore the fundamentals, all that progress could start to unravel. Now here's my take. AI in phones isn't inherently a bad idea. Translation, accessibility, and smarter photography are genuinely useful directions. But usefulness depends on execution. If those tools feel like intrusions, or if the phone's core experience is compromised, people won't care about AI. They'll just notice the lag and the battery drain. The Pixel 10 leaves us with a strange question. Do we want a phone that's essentially an AI gadget that can also handle the basics? Or do we still expect the basics to come first with AI as a bonus? Right now, it feels like Google is betting on the first option. But for most users, that might not be enough to justify the flagship price tag. In the end, the Pixel 10 isn't a bad phone. It's just an oddly unbalanced one. It shows us what Google thinks the future should look like, but it also reminds us that no matter how futuristic the features, the fundamentals can't be ignored. Because a phone that forgets the basics won't feel like the future. It'll just feel like a missed opportunity. Now, what's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.